Hi, everybody. This is Kim from GoForthAndThrive.com. And I just wanted to share some manifestation stories. I've had a lot of new subscribers over the last year. And although I have shared some of these in the past, you may or may not have heard some of these stories. They're from a couple years ago. But I just wanted to emphasize how easy and how quickly it is to change how your thoughts and your intentions can turn into actual physical reality right in front of you. So the first story that I have is I had put a picture in my video vision board, and if you look in the description, there's a link to the tool that I use. It's basically a vision board but in a video format with pictures and audio and affirmations, and it's a really cool tool that just helps you change your brain waves and visualize and create things that you want in your life. And I had a picture in there of just stacks of coins. A few months after I put that picture in my vision board, I actually won all of these coins. And as I was counting them, I took a picture of them and I had them in stacks. And it ended up being like $800. And in that moment, I realized, oh my gosh, this picture that I just took of all these coins sitting on the table looks exactly like the picture that I had in my vision board. And it had created itself in 3D reality. I was actually at an event, and it was like a random drawing. You had to fill out some quote things and put it in a bucket, and then people pulled out the names from the bucket, and I won like a whole big bag of coins, and it was like $800 worth. Another example is I used to keep like a business size envelope on my desk that just had random dollar bills in it. So it would have 20s in it, it would have ones, fives, $10 bills. I don't think it had any hundreds, but it was a pretty fat envelope of just dollar bills. And it used to just sit there, and it kind of just helped me visualize having like an envelope of cash on hand anytime I wanted. Well, lo and behold, this is actually kind of a funny story. I was taking my son to hockey practice. We parked the car. I'm going to go for a walk while he's in hockey practice. And I was going to get a coat because it was starting to get chilly. The sun was going down. I was going to get like a sweatshirt or something out of the back of the car. So he's getting his hockey gear out of the car, and I'm kind of looking in the trunk. I mean, we have an SUV, so it was like what would be the trunk. And he takes his bag out, and I was like, what is all that stuff in my car? And there was all kinds of things in my car that I did not put there. Well, it turns out my husband had taken my car a couple days before, and he had taken my daughter to basketball practice, but he had to turn in the basketballs that he had borrowed for the season. It was like the last practice of the season. So he had a big bag full of basketballs, but then it also had like practice jerseys in there, and then his like whiteboard and some other papers, just kind of like stuff that was in the bag. Well, when he had to turn the basketballs in, then he had to do something with the rest of the stuff. He had just thrown it in the back of my car. So I am like sifting through this pile of like basketball jerseys and stuff, looking for a long sleeve shirt or a sweatshirt that I can wear on my walk. And I move like the jerseys out of the way, and there's this big fat envelope. And I was like, what is this? And I open it, and it's full of cash. Now, let's think about this. I found an envelope of cash in the back of my car that I did not put there. It looked exactly like the envelope of cash that I had sitting on my desk in my office. Exactly. So it turned out what it was, we had purchased some uniforms for the team. A parent had reimbursed us for their share. I asked my husband about it. He had absolutely no recollection that this envelope of cash existed, didn't know what it was, didn't know who gave it to him, didn't even know that it was in the bag of basketball stuff. Like, it basically was unbeknownst to him that there was an envelope of cash that now ended up in my car. So that was really cool. Third story, again, I'm driving my kid to hockey, and usually when I leave the house, I have the intention of every time I leave the house, I find money. And I always find quarters and dimes and nickels and pennies, like all over the place, like in parking lots. Everywhere I go, I find coins. So many coins that I have a big jar on the shelf in my office that's just full of coins. I don't know exactly how much in there, but hundreds of dollars of coins that I just randomly find every time I leave the house. So I'm driving to hockey practice and I think, why do I always find coins? Why can't I find dollar bills? Like a $20 bill. And I just thought that in my head. We get to hockey practice. Again, I'm going to go for a walk while he's in at practice because it's only like an hour and a half practice, and I don't have enough time to like drive home and drive back, so I normally just go for a walk. So I start my walk and I'm starting like the fitness app on my phone. I must have been running or something because I was going to start the fitness app on my phone, but I'm still just walking to where I'm going to start on the trail. And I'm looking at my phone and I look down to the ground. There's a $20 bill right in the grass, like right where I am walking. Like I had to park in the parking lot, walk from that specific parking lot to, towards the direction I was going to go for the trail in order to walk right upon this $20 bill. And of course I look around, there's nobody around to like ask if they had dropped it. No one's around. So I pick it up, and it was just crazy that I had just said in my head, I'm saying within like the last 15 minutes, I had said, why can't I find bills like a $20 bill? And then I walk upon a $20 bill in the grass. Just crazy. So those are a couple of the stories that you may or may not have heard before. I have lots of other stories. I'm actually thinking of writing a book and publishing all these because I really like to listen to case studies and testimonials of what other people have had happen to them. And sometimes things happen to me and I don't even connect the dots. It's directly related to something I thought about or something I wrote about, something I journaled or scripted, until I go back later, until it happens, and then I like think, oh my gosh, I just asked about that in my mind a week ago. Or I just wrote about that last month in my journal. So just some encouragement that your intentions and your thoughts actually do create your 3D reality. And it's very important, like, what are you thinking? What are you writing about? What are you expecting to happen in your life today? So check out the description. I'll have a link to the video vision board that I use. And also, as soon as I get my book done, which I really am considering starting soon, I'll have a link in the description also when that book is ready to be purchased. Thanks. Have a great day.